All right, 6 brutal things that I had to learn to make money as a small content creator. We are repping the boys today. We got the big Rob mug. We got the Jayhawk hat. Anyways, this one was super important for me to do today because one of these things on the list that I'm going through it literally right now. After like 10 years of doing this, still make some of these mistakes to this day. So I've been doing full-time content since 2019, but I went full-time as a creative in this industry like 5 years prior to that. On top of that, I've been making videos since 2010, and I first opened up the door in monetizing content in like 2012. Over that journey, I've managed to create a decently successful yearly income, at least what I would perceive as decently successful. For complete transparency, I, at my size, have been in a 6-figure or more range for like the last 5 or so years. The last couple of years, very much exceeding 6 figures. And it's super important that I bring that up because I want to be relatable. It's not a flex. It's not to shit on somebody else that maybe isn't there yet. It's mainly to get people to understand that even a creator at my size can be bringing in $100,000 to $300,000 a year. The reality is a large amount of creators leave a lot of money on the table. So here are the 6 things that I had to learn. Number 1, manage your finances. It seems counterintuitive to worry about managing the money that you already have before you start producing more money. But the thing is, what allowed me to dive into this years ago is I started managing my finances. I lived extremely below my means, so that way I could afford to take more risks. I invested into the things that made sense and not the stupid shit. For example, I didn't even spend like more than $100 on a pair of shoes till I was 30 years old. Assessing what you bring in and how you spend your money is gonna be the first step in giving you a little pressure off your shoulder and help you move into a world where you can start bringing in revenue, and it helps with taxes, which is super important because so many creators neglect this off the rip. Yes, you have to pay attention to what you're making because you will have to pay taxes if you make a certain amount of money. Everybody has to do it and everybody has to pay taxes, but still it is like one of the number one things that I see where if a creator starts streaming or making YouTube videos and they get monetized, the next thing you know, they make $30,000, $40,000, $50,000 in a year. And they're like, hell yeah, I just have all this extra money, and they just blow it all. And the next thing you know, Uncle Sam finds out and they owe $10,000 in taxes. Managing your finances, putting everything together, keeping track of records, and just giving it to a CPA or somebody that is licensed to do taxes for you, it's gonna eliminate even more stress on top of that. And the accountant who does taxes will have more information to give you more write-offs so you don't get screwed as much. Number 2, monetize everything. Now, this was hard at first. You get some kind of like moral compass, I guess you'd say, to where it's like you think that everybody that you see makes money a specific way. Like every YouTuber just makes money from YouTube. They're just filthy rich because of YouTube. And while a lot of people do make a lot of money in ad revenue, you find out later down the road that a large amount of creators, they make more money on brand deals. They make more money on the merch that they sell. It's like a notorious thing for creators to just get solely focused on the thing they were inspired by. You know, example, you got into doing stuff because of streaming. So your primary focus is growing your stream, and stream income is the number one source of income you think you need to build up to go full time or to be successful. But I would say more so than often during this journey that I've seen creators that's how they thought. They thought that like streaming was the biggest monetization, the subs, the bits, the donations from the community. And then they started creating content on TikTok and Instagram and YouTube. They seen that YouTube actually did really well once they got into the YouTube partner program, chased that and made way more money, became more successful because of YouTube, and then just used streaming as a almost secondary income. But the point being is you have to understand how much you can monetize when you're growing your brand. You can monetize just based on the ad revenue. You can enable subscriptions on every single site. You could easily be selling merch. I mean, we did the math one day. If you would do your own merch at like a local company, like search near you a provider of clothing to where you could get 25 t-shirts made based on the cost of the t-shirt. And if you sell them from anywhere like $25 to $30 and have them pay for the shipping, if you just buy the supplies off of Amazon and do it all yourself, you can turn around and make like $300 to $500 a month just from selling that many shirts. My first ever $20,000 in sales came from a graphic design pack where I put together images that I took and made textures in Photoshop and different layers and abstract designs, I would take that and stock images and I would sell them in a bundle so that way other designers could buy it and have a whole bunch of assets for their stuff. And then throughout the years, I built more of those. I got more into fonts and then moved into the video world. We're getting LUTs like the LUT that I have on the video today, where you guys can get on BigE.co. The goal being you're growing a brand and you should be diversifying your income and monetizing everything. Leave the guilt out the door. If people are genuinely into you, they're gonna want you to succeed. And you'd be surprised at how many of those people that are genuinely into you, especially if you're creating an authentic brand, how many of them are gonna be the ones that are gonna support you? Case in point, the amount of you guys and gals that have been buying my merch lately, or that always buy every single LUT pack or design pack that I put out. I don't even know if like half the people actually wear the shit or use the stuff that they buy, but it's just like they want to support me and I genuinely appreciate it. This kind of snowballs into point number 3, which is little things add up. This is really where I say people leave so much on the fucking table. It's actually insane. So just for an example, I got a Meta payout, which is like Facebook, and for Facebook Reels, I got $12. Made $12 on my Facebook Reels this month. I know, groundbreaking, right? Now the thing is, I uploaded those same videos to Instagram, TikTok, and YouTube as well, to where when I went and looked at just like the vertical content, outside of that $12, I actually made $350 this last month across the board from just all the vertical stuff on every single platform. Affiliates, another example, just plugging in things like Amazon Associates or just making sure that I have an affiliate link to something that I'm just using anyways if I'm gonna, suggest it to somebody. $450. This is a 2,300 square foot, 3-bed, 2.5 bath home that was built just a few years ago. Just in the affiliate stuff, where just like linking things and just reposting verticals, half my monthly mortgage was paid for. January this year, I had such a crazy month with just affiliates, where affiliates alone was $1,600 that month. Just all the little shit on every single site, all the little passive stuff that just adds up, $1,600. Mortgage completely covered that month from all the little side stuff where a lot of people think, I'm not even gonna waste my time with. Again, mentioned before, enabling subs on every single platform. Like, hey, you may only get 3 subs on Twitter and 2 subs on Instagram and 5 memberships on YouTube. But again, as you grow and people start to fuck with you, those are places where they can invest into you. And that, at the end of the day, is what you're doing with your brand. This next one should really hit you. Number 4, you don't need 1 million supporters to be successful. I'm just doing this raw right now, thinking top of my head. Let's just say you have 100 genuine people that fuck with you, right? Like 100 ride or die people. They'll subscribe to your channels, they'll buy your merch, like everything. So let's just start off with merch. Let's say you put out a shirt every single month, like a new design, right? And you sell a shirt for $32, which includes a $7 shipping charge. So $25 for the shirt, but that shirt also costs you, let's just say $7 to produce. So 25 minus 7, you got $18 profit for said shirt. So we're gonna take 18 profit for a shirt. Let's add a $2.50 sub on Twitch, a $4.75 sub on Kick, $2 membership on YouTube. Let's say you partner up with a company and you go to sell a tub of something through your name, and it costs $30 and you get 10%. So plus another $3. So just from some subscriptions on a few sites and partnering with a company, you're looking at $30.25 that you would profit off of one person supporting you. So we'll times that by 100 people and you get $3,025. That isn't even mentioning ad revenue, more community support, people buying more things. It's just trying to demonstrate that just with 100 people alone, exclude brand deals, exclude ad revenue, you could be bringing in an additional $36,000 a year as a creator just from 100 people genuinely fucking with you. Now imagine what you could do with 1,000 people. So this idea that you have to have millions of followers across socials to successfully make it is just absurd. Again, I want to emphasize that was just with the idea of community support. There is so much additional revenue you could be leaving on the table at somebody of that size. Number 5, procrastination is death. So this is the relatable experience. This is why I wanted to record this. This is what I'm dealing with right now. Well, a result of what I'm dealing with. I procrastinated pretty hard last month. We did just have a kid. I utilized that as a little bit of an excuse for like 2 weeks. No problem. I typically work pretty hard. I'm decently efficient with stuff, but with procrastination, you just assume that everything will go out smoothly at the end, right? Until you get to crunch time and everything starts fucking up. So even years after doing this, I'm in a stage where I have an immense amount of pressure on me in the last week because I just had so much dumped. And just because a while ago, I took a little window where I procrastinated a little bit more, I just kind of put some things to the side. It'll be okay, I said. Everything hasn't gone as smoothly as I thought it would. I fucked up a project, got to completely re-record like half the shit because one little minor mistake. And here I am with this pressure and anxiety. Here I am with this feeling where it's like, I have to do this. I don't want to do this, but I have to do this, like some homework. Dude, as a creator, I should be blessed. I should be in a state of mind where it's like, I get to do this. I get to challenge myself with this. But now, because of deadlines and a little tiny procrastination, I have to fucking create this anxiety, which is just going to take the flow out of the creative state. And look, I'm just talking about the procrastination of projects right now. I mean procrastination across the board. Teaching yourself the idea of just throwing something off to last minute or you'll get to it tomorrow is such a fucking horrible habit to make. I mean, you're talking fitness, mental health, your job as a creator, getting better at your craft, like just putting shit to the side and not like picking up your camera day after day if you want to get better at it. You're procrastinating. You're just losing invested time now to be to your goals faster. Something that I just did. You may remember that for a while, I wrote everything out in a field notes book. So that way I would start like actually physically seeing stuff. Got a couple books these last few weeks. I sat down, structured a lot of like finance stuff. I do a pretty good job at keeping up to date with it because I got to manage everything for taxes anyways. But I've been really sitting down lately, as I mentioned, to create a bigger road plan over the next few months and just see where we are with things in life and just feel easy about that. I've been taking care of myself. I've been counting my macros. I've been going on my morning walks. Not constantly putting shit off till tomorrow is the best way to feel good today. Procrastination is a death. Get the shit done, get it out of the way, you'll feel so much better. Number 6, adapt. This is the simple yet challenging crux of a creator, isn't it? It's really hard for a lot of us to adapting to content, adapting to the aspect ratio of the content, vertical versus horizontal, adapting to trends and things that maybe you don't like, the clickbait, the shocking thumbnails, adapting to monetizing in new ways and educating yourself on that. Not being able to adapt is arguably one of the biggest factors over the years that I've seen myself get held back or other creators just flat out fucking fail and give up. Streamers are obviously the easiest low-hanging fruit to pick from there. It just is what it is, no hate. But the amount of streamers that I've seen do so well over like 2016, 2017, 2018, and as everything got stagnant, they didn't want to branch out. They didn't want to do anything new. They didn't want to adapt to the new times, the socials, what everybody else was needing to do. Time and time again with creators like that, or now a lot of the TikTok guys that don't want to move over to YouTube and Instagram and Twitter and do long form content. It's everybody barking like an old man, reminiscing the old days. You know, back in my day, it was so much easier. Everything changed. Yeah, that's how life is. Everything adapts, everything grows. If you can't be willing to roll with the punches and improve over time, you're most likely going to get left behind at a certain point. And adapting ties to everything, literally everything that I talked about today. It is relating to adapting to the new technologies and managing your finances. It is adapting to when new platforms bring out new monetization. Test the waters, try it all. It's adapting to the idea that you're gonna put a little effort to even just bring in that extra $10 on a site here and there. It's adapting to the idea that you don't need to be bigger than life to be successful and that you have to get the shit done or you just won't grow. Without adapting, you can't challenge yourself. You can't improve. You can't grow. You don't turn into that fucking butterfly, as cliche as it may sound. So yeah, quit being stubborn. Make some changes. It's okay. I know the idea is annoying, but you'll get over it. All right, hope this was helpful. Gang, the support lately has been unfucking believable. 100,000 subscribers is right around the corner. I can't thank you all enough. I don't know what I'm gonna do for it, but we'll figure something out. That's all I got for you guys today. I'm out. Peace. Deuces.